What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the tower. So we got a new patch yesterday, version 27.3, and I'm just going to kind of talk about everything that changed and kind of my thoughts on it, because there were some pretty big changes. So I'm going to start off by scrolling through the patch notes here, just so you can read them if you want. I will go over most of the bigger changes, but if you want to read those, here they are. So yeah, let's get into it. So the first new thing is this new toggles button in the settings. And there's a lot of different options here. Some are new, some are old. And then they did also add the hit text in this menu as well. So these two are old. These were just in the regular settings page before. But there's now also confirmations for spending over 200 gems or 100 stones. So those are pretty nice if you would accidentally click something. And then there's also some really nice options in the gameplay section here. So as you can see, I have the pause battle inside menus off. So even though I'm in this menu, the waves are still progressing and you can see everything's moving in the background. If I would turn this on and go back in a menu, you can see that it pauses now. And this does work with any menu. So if, for example, if I go into my labs, I was about halfway through wave 30 there. And if I exit now, as you can see, it kept progressing. So it really counts for any menu, and you can just do other stuff while the game is still running, which is a really nice change. There's also an option to show where the ranged enemies actually stop to fire. This one is also really useful. So it's this little green line that shows where the ranged actually fire. The only problem is that it kind of gets hard to see once all of your ultimate weapons are active, if you do have a lot of ultimate weapon investment. So here I'm at 98 meters, and it's really nice that you can actually see where the range line is if you have this setting enabled. If you want to use that to maybe line up your orbs or something, then it's a lot easier now to be able to do that. There's also an option for cinematic mode gems, so your gems will still pop up in cinematic mode, so you can click them. There's also an option for a brighter spotlight. It does just make it brighter. I'm not sure if we'll be able to see a difference when I turn this off. Yeah, it's a little bit darker. And then lastly here, the auto restart battle is now in here instead of being on the end round screen. So this is your checkbox for auto restart battle if you want that on or off. And if you have any progress on your run, there's a new option to either surrender or go home. So surrender would actually just end your run, and go home would just pause the run. So I'm going to surrender just to show you the auto battle. So yeah, it just says it's retrying in 100 seconds instead of there being a checkbox. I think it used to be like right here. So that's all really nice. And there's a few new things for the hit text. They separated up a few of the categories. There's now a currency category, and it also has modules and reroll shards. So if it didn't look like fleets were dropping reroll shards for you, then you probably just had this hit text off, and you would just have to turn on fleets and reroll shards to be able to see them. So yeah, these are some pretty cool changes overall. A lot of these toggles are going to be really useful in the future. Next up, we have a few changes to the lab sliders. So now there's this new button right here, and if you check this, it will only show you all the labs that have a slider, so you can easily get to them and adjust them. And they also changed the sliders themselves so that they're actual sliders instead of just being buttons. So you can just click the buttons if you want to increase or decrease it, but you can now actually drag the slider to get the exact level you want. I think this is especially useful for the range lab since this has a lot of levels, and I can just take it from 0 to 75 pretty much instantly, compared to before where you had to click the plus button 75 times. So that's a really nice new quality of life feature. Makes things a lot easier. Next up, we have some changes to tournaments and enemy level skips. So I'll just first show you what they did to the regular tiers, and then I'll show you all the changes to tournaments. So for the battle condition that reduces your enemy level skips in the regular tiers, they renamed it to skip reduction subtract. And this just subtracts your enemy level skips by a certain amount. Starts off at 100%, it doesn't change throughout the run at all. And they did make the visual for the enemy level skips actually update now. So for example, if I go into a tier without the level reductions, I'll quickly show you what my max is for this tier without any of those battle conditions. So there's no battle condition here, and I can get to 89.76% enemy health level skip. And I'll go in tier 21, for example, just to show you. And now that I'm in tier 21, you'll see that I already have way lower enemy health level skips just because of that battle condition. So it's really nice that it actually updates to show you what you're actually getting out of your level skips. So in tier 21, my enemy health level skip max is at 64.91. So moving on what they actually did to tournaments. So they did two main things to tournaments. The first one is that they adjusted champions and legends. So instead of being tier 11 plus, champions is now tier 12 plus. And instead of tier 14 plus, legends is all the way up to tier 17. So going up 3 tiers to make the tournaments harder. And the second thing they did to make tournaments harder is add 2 new enemy level skip battle conditions. These are going to be permanent, and there's 2 different ones. They removed the skip reduction subtract from this like there used to be, so those are only in the regular tiers now. And the 2 new ones are skip decay and skip reduction multiply. So skip decay, this one reduces your enemy level skips by a certain percentage every 20 waves. So this starts off at 1%, but if you have the battle condition reduction lab, just the regular one, then this will go down to 0.8 at max level. And from what I've noticed, I don't think the enemy level skip battle condition reduction lab actually affects this one. So I think that lab only affects the skip reduction multiply. From what the developers said, the battle condition reduction lab affects both of these, but I don't have the exact numbers for how it affects this one. And the skip reduction multiply, it simply just multiplies your enemy level skips by a certain amount, just so you start off with less. So normally this is 0.45, starts off with 0.45. With whatever labs I have the battle condition reduction lab maxed, and the enemy level skip reduction lab at level 9. So mine is 0.61. So that is a lot higher than the original 0.45 before those labs. And I can kind of show you how these work in run as well. So as you can see at wave 1, I'm already starting with around 50% on both of my level skips. That's just my normal 80 whatever percent, 89% being multiplied by 0.61. And then from here, every 20 waves, you can see that it will go down by 0.8%. So it went down by 0.8%, but my max here is 53.91. And it's still slowly going down, and it will just keep going down until it gets to 0. So it makes the level skips a lot harder to get. And once you hit 0, then you can't get any more for the rest of the run. And the new enemy scaling is also pretty rough. Compared to before, the enemy attack is higher if you compare it to your enemy health. So it is harder to tank overcharge if you're using hybrid. So that's definitely something to think about with this new tier. So they are getting pretty low. I'm down to almost 26% on the health skip and 23% on the attack skip. And they're slowly giving me less and less skips. So my enemy attack level skip just hit 0 there, as you can see. And I'm ending up with 336 enemy attack level skips. And I can't get any more because it's at 0% for the rest of the run. So once you get to this point, that's what you're ending with for skips. And my enemy health level skip is getting pretty close as well. And there goes the enemy health level skips for this run. So I'm ending at 374 health skips and 336 attack skips. So I do like these changes a lot to the tournaments. They're just a lot shorter now than they were. Everything else is pretty much the same, like the battle conditions. It's just that the enemies scale way faster. So yeah, really nice overall. So now I'm just going to go over a few other changes that they did. So I think one of the big ones is that they did add another card slot. 10,000 gems for this card slot. So it's pretty expensive. I'm not personally going to get this right now. Don't need it yet, but there might be a point in the future that I need it. They also made it so that the wall spawns back when second wind procs. So let me show you that here. And as you can see, the wall came back right there. I think that's pretty nice just to make sure you don't die like right after second wind. It helps by pushing all the enemies back, and it goes along really well with another change they made. They made it so that the tower is fully immune to all damage when the wall is active, except from vampires. So that should be pretty nice quality of life, just to make everything easier and make second wind a lot more consistent and helping you survive longer. They also added an invulnerability period after nuke activates. I think the main thing for that is to fix the problem with vampires. If there was a vampire on your tower and you had auto nuke, the vampire would still kill you. It would just go through auto nuke. It would use it and you would still die. So I think that's the main reason they changed that. And that's a pretty nice fix. That should help a lot with idle runs if you have auto nuke. So yeah, nuke went off, but I don't really see a visual for the 15-second invulnerability period it gives. But I assume it works. And we'll probably find out at one point. Another change is that the damage slider doesn't actually apply during intro sprint anymore, which is a change that a lot of people have wanted. So I have my full damage even though I'm on the lowest setting. And if I end intro sprint, it will go down. Yep, it goes down to whatever the setting is, minus 28. It will be active like that for the full intro sprint, which is really nice. They also changed how the fleets that start spawning super late into runs actually act. So depending on the tier, if you get really high waves like 10,000 plus, then extra fleets spawn. Every 1,000 waves after they start spawning, an extra one will spawn. I think it's mainly just to try to kill your run earlier, just so you don't actually run that long. And that also helps prevent any like infinite runs in the future. And only one fleet at that point will actually drop anything. So you can't like go to a super low tier and get to wave like 20,000 and just like kill all the fleets for like super good rewards. Another thing is that the enhancement coin discounts, the formula actually changed on them, and they're actually a little bit better than they used to be. So if you have any investment in these, you can respec and get some extra coins back. So that's also really nice. They're just more valuable now, and they give you more benefit. And Primordial Collapse no longer gives double benefit on the wall. I think in the past, it was giving like double the reduction on the wall. I'm not sure exactly, but they did fix that. That didn't change anything for the actual tower. That was only for the wall. So that's pretty much it for the changes. There is one last thing that we are getting, which is some module banners. So we don't have one yet. There's only the standard banner right now. But starting in a few days, it's going to be December 22, 0 UTC. That's the first one. There's going to be a module banner every week starting then. It just says it features the different types of modules. I'm not sure if it's just going to like increase the rates for all the modules of that type. So maybe, for example, like all the cannons will have a higher chance. So the first one from December 22nd to the 28th is going to be the cores. The next one, December 29th to January 4th, is going to be the cannons. From January 5th to January 11th, it's going to be the generators. And from January 12th to January 18th, it's going to be the armors. So we're not sure yet how the rates are going to be and like how it's exactly going to work, but it should be nice. I think a lot of people will be looking forward to the core modules. Unfortunately, that's the first one, so people don't have as much time to save up gems. So yeah, that's pretty much it. This is a really nice patch overall. I like a lot of the changes. Lots of quality of life stuff. So if you have any thoughts on the update yourself, or if you have any other questions about the update or anything else, you can leave those in the comments. And yeah, see ya.